In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to use the alignment marks and the chopping guide to apply to a cut file in the Cut File Manager. So to show you that, I'll go to page 2 where I've typed in this text here, cut, and I'll select that. You can see it's about 55 inches wide, so it's rather large. And when we go on site to put this job up, we want to be able to align it up as quickly as possible without having to measure everything. So what we do is we send this to the cut file by clicking on Send to Cut File up here. And it appears in our cut file as you can see. And I'll just bring this in to fit within our recording size, as so. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tile this to media. Now I'm doing that so I can show you what's going on. I've got tile 1, tile 2 and tile 3, so there's 3 pieces here. If I click on the Arrange Cut File tab here, that makes it a bit clearer what's going on. So I've got tile 1, tile 2, tile 3, and if I select in each individual piece, you can see here that this is straddling across tile 1 and tile 2, so we're going to have to cut this in 2 separate pieces, and this is where alignment marks come into their own and are very, very handy things. First thing I'm going to do is going to set my tile bleed, which is the amount this is overlapping. So this is tile 1, which you'll see this grey dotted line is the right hand side of tile 1, and the blue dotted line is the left hand side, and I'll just make that a bit bigger, say ½ an inch. I'll just zoom into that area so it's a bit clearer what's going on. And tile 2, the right side is this grey dotted line and the left side is this blue dotted line, and what we can see is that this is overlapping, each tile is overlapping the next tile by ½ an inch as I've set it over here. So when I cut this out, I'm going to get 2 pieces here and they're going to perfectly overlap ½ an inch. Now, to make it easy to line this all up on site, what I do is I come down to Align Marks and I'm going to apply some align marks in here. I'm just going to zoom into that area a bit more clearly like so. And click on a line mark there. I'm going to put one roughly there and one there, one about here and one about here. Now what that means is these little triangles or these alignment marks that I've created, when I cut this out, and I can position these just so you're aware that you can do that, when I cut this out onto my plotter, which I'll go to the color separation tab now and show you that, I've got these little triangles on this tile here, tile 3. If I go to tile 2, all I have to do is align these triangles, so when I weed this job out, I leave these triangles behind and these triangles behind, and all I have to do is align those triangles with each other on the job. I don't have to measure anything, just align those triangles up and it'll be perfectly aligned and perfectly overlapped as I've set it here in the Cut File Manager. So it's as easy as that. Just simply come in using the cut file align marks here, simply click on that and you can put align marks wherever you want them and use them to line up the cut files like that. So that's align marks. There's also the chopping guide, which is also another very handy thing, and I'll show you that quickly. I'll just delete these out. We don't need all those because they'll just confuse us. Okay, so we're just back to what we originally had. Now we'll leave our tile bleed at ½ an inch. What I want to show you here, so if I select on this C here, the shape C, I might zoom in to make it a bit more clear, and I've got that selected like that. If I come onto this ruler here and left click and drag, you'll see it brings out this chopping guide. And I can position this anywhere I like, say here, and what it's done here is it's created this perfect half here and this half here, perfectly overlapping the amount I've set here, ½ an inch. And it's put in an alignment mark for me, as you can see, so that when I actually send this to the spooler and cut this out, I have 2 perfect halves that all I do is align those 2 marks together, and it will also it'll set it on the job exactly in the right position based on these triangles touching each other with that overlap I've set, and it will be perfectly aligned with each other. And I can come here and do that to the U, simply just left click and drag that out, and I can do that there like that. I can also do it vertically as well. If I select this T, I can drag it out from the top here, and you can see it's applied these alignment marks here to this T. I've got this half, I've got this half. All I do is I align them on site and it's perfectly set. I don't have to worry about measuring anything. Makes life very easy. And if I want to cut all that, I can select that like that, just bring that out, and the program will just automatically snap it to the bottom right corner, so all my align marks are now in the vinyl spooler. When I send this, when I click cut tile or cut all here, all these alignment marks will be included in the vinyl spooler. So that's how that alignment tool works, and it's a great way of setting out your artwork like this. And you can obviously move these things off. and position them where you want to position them to save vinyl. You can use the nesting tools, etc. And when you cut all this out, it'll just all perfectly align if you just line those triangles up with each other. And that's the chopping guide and the alignment tool. That's the end of this lesson.